Hey guys, it's Mrs. McCain. I just wanted to work with you today on how to write a good complete sentence. That's something that all good writers have to learn, and we need to really work on that here in first grade because we still have some things we're forgetting about, like capitalizing the beginning of our sentence, or finger spacing in between our words, and ending our sentence with a punctuation mark. So I'm going to just model write for you today. Notice that I have what looks like some writing paper up on the dry erase board. So I'm going to use this to model for you how a good writer creates a sentence. You know, you first have to think about what do you want to say in your sentence. So I thought today I would talk more about, I would just tell you about the fact that I have 2 dogs. And I know I've told you all that in class many times probably in the last few weeks, but just to help remind you, it's a good way to get a sentence started. And a lot of you have dogs, so you can relate to this, and maybe you could practice writing your sentence about your dogs as well. So what a good writer first has to do when they're writing a sentence is you have to remember, you have to start your sentence with a capital letter. But before you can even do that, you have to think, well, what is my sentence going to say? So I think what I'd like to say in my sentence today is, I have 2 dogs at home. So I've got 6 words in my sentence. So I'm going to want to make sure that when I write the sentence, I'm going to take my time and make sure that I get all 6 of those words written down. And if I don't know how to spell the word, I'm going to segment it out and encode that word and listen to those sounds that I hear. Now, it may not be spelled correctly by the time I get it, you know, like you would find in a dictionary or in a book, but it's going to be spelled phonetically. And that's what I want from you at this point in first grade. So I'm going to pretend that I'm a first grader, and I'm going to pretend that I don't know how to spell some of these words. And I'm going to model for you how I'm going to figure out how to spell the word and how I phonetically write. So again, my sentence is going to say, I have 2 dogs at home. Again, 6 words in my sentence. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start my sentence. First word is I. So I'm going to start my sentence with that word I. But I know that all sentences begin with a capital letter. Another little secret about the word I is that it's called a pronoun, and it is always capitalized, no matter if it's at the beginning of a sentence or if it's within the sentence somewhere else. The second or third word, it would need to be a capital letter because the word I is always capitalized. A rule to keep in your brain forever. So I've got my sentence started with a capital letter, and now I'm ready to move on to my next word. Let me go back and think, what did I want to say? I have 2 dogs at home. So my second word is have. And I'm not real sure how to spell have. So I'm going to stretch it out. And I'm going to write down the sounds I hear. But before I start writing, I'm going to remember to put a finger space in between my words because we don't want to jumble our words up together or we won't be able to read the sentence. It makes it very difficult. So now I'm ready to stretch out that word. I heard when I encoded it the letter sound, and I know that that's the letter H. Ooh, that's that short A sound that we are so familiar with. Ooh. Oh, that's the V. So, have. Those are the only letter sounds that I hear in the word have. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next word because this must be how you spell it phonetically, right? So again, my sentence says, I have 2 dogs at home. Okay, so my next word is 2. So I'm going to put my finger space there. Now I know how to spell 2, T-O, from learning my sight words last year in kindergarten. But I know there's many different types of 2. And I know that I'm talking about the number word 2. But I'm not really sure how to spell that. So I'm going to spell the only 2 that I know. So I'm going to go ahead and spell it T-O. Because I don't know how to spell the number word 2 yet. That's a word that I'll have to learn by heart because it's a tricky word that has letter sounds or letters in it that don't make a sound at all. And we have that in our classroom. Above our dry erase board, we have all of the number words that you can always look at when you're trying to write a number word in a sentence. You can use that as a resource. So always keep that in mind. But if you don't, you can always just use the two that you know for first grade, okay? When you get older, you'll know how to spell the word too. All right, back to my sentence. I have 2 dogs. Oh, I can decode that word and encode it. D-O-G-S, dogs. All right, I'm going to put my finger space and I'm going to segment and write it. D-O-G-S. Because I have to add that S because I don't have just 1 dog, I have 2, remember? All right, I have 2 dogs. I'm out of room. I can't scrunch up any more letters or words on this line. So I have to do what's called return sweep. So I'm going to return sweep and I'm going to continue writing my sentence. I have 2 dogs. My next word is at. 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 Ooh, I can hear that short A sound and the T sound. T, t, t. That letter T makes that sound. All right. I have 2 dogs at, another finger space. My last word is home. So I need to encode that so I can listen for the sounds. Oh, home. All right, well, I heard that letter H makes that sound. Oh, Well, I know that the letter O can say its letter name, so I'm going to write that there. Oh, Oh, that's the letter M that I hear. Oh, Now that's all the letters that I hear. So again, I'm going to go ahead and stop there because I know that that's all I can hear, and I'm phonetically writing right now because I haven't learned all of the patterns or all of the rules for all of the words that we have out there in the world. So this is what we want to do when we're writing in our writing journals. We encode those words, we listen for those sounds, and then we segment and write them as we are going. But I forgot one important thing. I need to end my sentence with a punctuation mark. All good writers end sentences with punctuation marks. And I'm going to go back and reread my sentence to decide, is this a telling sentence that needs a period? Is this an asking sentence that needs a question mark? Or is this something I'm really excited about that needs an exclamation mark? Let's see. I have 2 dogs at home. Well, I'm just simply telling you some information. I could be excited about it and use an exclamation mark, but today I'm just going to use a period because I'm just simply telling you that I have 2 dogs at home. And again, take a look. I've remembered a capital letter at the beginning of my sentence. I have finger spacing in between my words, and I've ended my sentence with a punctuation mark. This is what all good writers do when they're writing. We do have resources in our classroom for you to refer to when you get to words like the word to, which is really supposed to be the number word to. So we could look at the number jars of insects that we have above our dry erase board. You could go to the heart word chart as well to take a look and see if one of the words you're trying to use in your sentence is on the heart word chart. Because remember, those heart words have parts of them that you cannot decode or you cannot encode. And so you have to learn chunks of them by heart and put them in your memory bank and know them forever, okay? So keep this in mind, and I'm going to have you practice writing a good, complete sentence for me today too. See you soon.